Trump taking a U-turn? Yeah, that's not a breaking news anymore. It's practically his brand now. First, it was tariffs. Now it is his foreign policy. Remember how he used to lobby around for Russia at the G7 and NATO and everywhere else? Well, guess what? He is now warning Putin. Yes, warning him. Trump has threatened 100% secondary tariffs on Russia if a ceasefire deal with Ukraine isn't reached within 50 days. That's right. Mr. I get along great with Putin is now suddenly Mr. Tough Guy.
One of the reasons that you're here today is to hear that we are very unhappy, I am, with Russia. But we'll discuss that maybe a different day. But we're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means.
He's accused Russia of intensifying missile attacks in Ukraine and is now even hinting at new sanctions, citing the rising civilian toll in Ukraine. This all came during a meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the Oval Office, where Trump also confirmed that Patriot missile systems are now on their way to NATO allies. Some of them will be sourced through swaps with countries already using these systems, while Europe foots the bill. Clever move. Europe plays billions and US gets a defense boost, and Trump gets to say that he's saving American dollars.
We made a deal today, and I'm going to have Mark speak about it, but we've made a deal today where we are going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them. The United States will not be having any payment made. We're not buying it, but we will manufacture it and they're going to be paying for it.
So what led to this dramatic U-turn? Let's rewind to Trump's first meeting with the Ukrainian President Zelensky at the Oval Office. The memes from that day, they were legendary. He practically mocked Zelensky, dismissed Ukraine, and kept cozying up with Putin even after Russia's full-scale invasion in Ukraine in 2022. Trump kept insisting that he gets along well with Putin, and now he's threatening him with 100% secondary tariffs. The man keeps us guessing all the time though. And let's not forget that he also recently said that any country buying Russian oil would face 500% tariffs, including India. BRICS also was threatened. Trump had threatened them with an extra 10% tariff just for being BRICS this month. But this all fits into Trump's larger 2024 campaign promises. Mass deportations, tax cuts, huge tariffs, and ending wars. Some of these, like tax cuts and deportations, are kind of visible, but ending the war, well, he said he would end Russia-Ukraine war on day one. It's been 7 months and now Putin is not even listening to him.
My conversations with him are always very pleasant. I say, isn't that a very lovely conversation? And then the missiles go off that night. I go home, I tell the First Lady, I spoke to Vladimir today. We had a wonderful conversation. She said, oh, really? Another city was just hit.
So now Trump and Zelensky are on the same team. Zelensky, the same person he dismissed earlier, is on the same team with Trump, vowing to protect Ukraine. Over several months, the Pentagon had paused arms shipments to Ukraine on 3 occasions. In July, transfer of air defense munitions sitting in Poland were stopped. Now the policy has changed, so clearly frustration with Putin plus pressure from NATO and Ukraine has pushed Trump into this U-turn. But before you think that this means Trump is now buddying up with Europe, think again. Even while supporting Ukraine, Trump has fired tariffs like confetti across Europe. 30% tariffs on EU goods. Yes, on America's biggest trading partner. EU's Marko Sefcovic called it almost impossible to continue trade at this rate. For American customers, well, this means that you need to get ready to pay more for French cheese, Italian leather, German electronics, Spanish medicines, and you name it, you pay more for it. Even US car makers who depend on imported parts are now in trouble. And it's not just Europe. Mexico, Canada, Brazil, South Korea, Japan, and many other trade partners all are on tariff hit list of Trump. Over 25% tariffs on allies too. In some cases like Brazil, it's not even about the trade deficit. The US actually has a trade surplus with Brazil, but Trump even then slapped 50% tariffs, apparently because he does not like Brazilian President Lula da Silva and is miffed over how Lula has treated former President Bolsonaro. So this is a foreign policy based on personal beef or what? So the biggest question is America even anyone's friend right now? Trump tried to get close with Russia, now he's threatening them. He calls Prime Minister Modi a dear friend, but then threatens India over Russian oil and BRICS membership. He wants to support NATO, but he is asking them to spend more on defense and imposing tariffs on NATO members. The EU is hit, Asia is hit, Latin America is also hit. And let's not forget, it's not just the world that's paying the price. Americans are paying too. Higher prices, strained alliances, shrinking trade, and no war ending in sight. That's the situation right now. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.